Hello YouTubes, I'm Ryan from the game room, and I'm using my phone. I'm at school right now, on lunch break. Blizzard recently updated the Miss of Pandaria talent calculator, and they updated it for most classes, either got new talents or tooltip update changes or something. But I'm going to talk about the Hunter changes, because Hunter's got a lot of changes, and that's my class is what I do, so that's what I'm going to do. Hunter's, the first tier of actual talents that we got, that was like frozen arrows, venom arrows, or whatever, that's gone, removed. All the other talents are kind of shifted around. They're all still there, they're just shifted around, like first tier's different, whatever. And then the bottom tier at level 90 is completely different, and what they all are is skill shots. Whether what a skill shot is instead of shooting it at your target, it shoots like in front of you. So like, closest thing in WoW to it is like the Mage's Flame Orb. It shoots in front of them, so they can't be bad and like shoot it off to the side or whatever, because then they're bad. So, skill shots. The first one that we get is called, or can get, is called Glaive Toss, and it's a cool flavor thing to have glaives. It reminds me of Night Elves a lot, but all hunters will be able to get it. And what it does is like a boomerang. It shoots away from you and back to you for, I think, like 30 yards. Something ridiculous. And both ways, if it hits anything, it does damage and dazes them for 50% of their movement speed. And it can do it on to and from, and it does it to all targets. So if there's like a big trash bag, you can go hit him once, hit him twice, right? The catch is, if it hits two targets there and back, then the cooldown's reset. So if there's like a bunch of mobs, if you're in PvE, or if there's a bunch of people in PvP, you can just like throw this thing out like nobody's business and do a bunch of damage and slow a bunch of people. It'd definitely be good for kiting in PvP, just another kiting tool that we have. And in PvP or PvE, there are some implementations of it, but there's definitely just a PvP thing going on here. The second one is called Power Shot, and it says you wind up a powerful shot. I guess that means cast time. There's not a cast time or cooldown or focus cost on the shot's tooltip on the calculator yet, so just speculation. It's probably going to be a long cast time like aim shot, and it says it does percentage of weapon damage to all targets in a 20-yard cone of you, like it's a conical thing, and it says targets that are 15 to 30 yards away from you take double damage, and targets that are 30 to 50 yards away from you do take triple damage and are stunned, or 15 to 30 yards is stunned for 1 second on top of the double damage, and then 30 to 50 is triple damage and stunned for 2 seconds. So this could be a cool PvP thing, depending on if it has a cast time or is instant with a cooldown. We'll have to see how that works out, but definitely has implementations for super AoE in PvE, providing that you can stand far enough back to where it's better than multi-shot. And the third option is called Binding Shot, and this one's really interesting. I like this one. It says it shoots a magical projectile on the ground, and targets that are within 15 yards of where the shot lands are they take 15% more damage from the hunter. Here's the catch. If they move 15 yards away from it, if they move out of that 15 yards, they're stunned for 10 seconds in PvE and 5 seconds in PvP. And 5 seconds is still a long time in PvP. 5 seconds is really long. So that's definitely interesting for PvP, because it kind of gives them this thing like, I could run away but I'd get stunned, but if I stay in I take more damage. It's like a lose-lose thing, and the hunter's just like wailing on you. For PvE, this definitely has some cool implementations too, if it works on bosses. If it works on bosses, then you can just throw the stun on his feet, and the stun won't work, obviously, but the 15% more damage might, hopefully, provided the boss stands still and stays in the area. So we'll see how that works out. But as for new talents, that's it. We got a few tooltip changes and mechanic changes to previous existing things. First one, probably most expected one, is True Shot Aura now gives 10% attack power to melee and ranged. I expected that to happen. The 20% attack power to melee was a temporary solution to melee DPS in Firelands and Dragon Soul. So that's that. The second one is a change to Black Arrow. On top of its normal dot that it puts on the target, it now applies a separate dot to targets that the arrow hits, like on the way. So it's kind of another skill shot thing. Like if you have a big pack, target someone in the back and shoot black arrow, and they all have a dot on them, which is really cool. Gives survival some more AoE options, provided that, I mean, we don't know how that works out yet with in Mist with Explosive Trap. We'll have to see which one is better, and there's a whole bunch of math involved, so we'll have to see how that works out. But that's definitely a cool change. Gives survival some new little flavor things. It also adds to survival's viability in PvP, just because more damage is never bad in PvP. So the third change is another change to survival, and this is my favorite one out of all these. Is a change to how lock and load works. Instead of giving you 2 free explosive shots, it will give you 1 free explosive shot that won't trigger the cooldown, but excuse me, but it does double damage. So you're essentially getting the same thing, the same effect, but with just 1 shot. And that's awesome. I'm really pumped up about this change, because right now, since they took Arcane Shot out of Lock and Load, it works. It's super smooth. I love the changes to survival with patch 4.3.2. Works really well. You still have to kind of like weave different shots and change your rotation a whole bunch whenever you are in Lock and Load, and that's not really a big problem. The problem is you might get focus capped during that time, especially with the 2-piece Tier 13 bonuses. You can get focus capped real easy during that time. So this kind of helps with that, and it just makes it a little bit simpler to use. Also adds to burst options that survival has for PvE and PvP, because that'll be really interesting to see people just get blown up by a lock and load in PvP. So we'll have to see how that works out. Overall, I'm really excited, really excited as to how these changes are looking. If there's any more updates, I'll let y'all know. If you like this video, subscribe up top. Like and favorite this video down here, and leave a comment down here as well. Suggestions on what you want to see, what your thoughts are on these changes. Anything you want to say, really. Even if you hate on me. I don't even care. Hate all you want. All down there. Any response is a good response, in my opinion. So go ahead, do that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.